Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of In Defense of. And what could possibly be a better way to start this off than to begin with something as widely hated as the Halo TV show? I'm gonna cut right to the chase. The Halo show is something I actually quite enjoyed, as I've said many times. But just because I personally enjoyed it does not mean it is objectively very good. Or is it? Well, this is the point of In Defense of, isn't it? God, why couldn't I have just given myself something easier? This is gonna suck. Season 1's biggest complaints were as follows. Master Chief's helmet conundrum. Quan Ha. Makee. Master Chief not acting like Master Chief. I will go through each of these complaints one by one and attempt to find ways to lessen their significance.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I didn't really mind the helmet too much. Him removing it was his way of proving to Quan that he was trustworthy. Like, the way that didn't make sense, that was fine. The problem with it is it was done way too early, though. Doing a face reveal first episode in is just too early. Master Chief never needed to be humanized by removing his helmet. His helmet is his face, in a way. Shows like The Mandalorian are good examples of characters expressing emotion through masks and helmets. You don't need to take off the helmet every time John is thinking or having an emotional response to something. Hell, Red vs. Blue manages to convey plenty of emotion through voice acting alone, and that series was produced inside video games with player models that barely move. Not much to defend here, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try on this one. I'm sorry, there's nothing. Literally nothing. Quan served her purpose in episode 1, but then they kept shoving her in our faces as if we would actually care about Madrigal or whatever.
You'll pay for this.
This is yet another irredeemable factor. Okay, let's break down why the Human Covenant War makes absolutely zero sense in the context of the Halo show. The prophets, who had amassed all this influence and power through religion, discovered that humans were chosen by the Forerunners, the race they worshipped as gods, to be their reclaimers. This fact threatened the very foundation of the Covenant and its religious base. So the prophets went on a genocidal campaign declaring war on humanity to cover up the truth. A lot of important Forerunner technology can only be activated through human interaction. But in the TV show, this is completely different. Have you ever noticed how the TV show never actually explains how the Human Covenant War began? Well, that's because if they tried to explain it, they'd reveal an absolutely story-shattering plot hole. In the Halo show, only Master Chief and Makee can interact with the artifacts and important Forerunner technology. So, it's a boring Chosen One storyline. This essentially ruins the entire point of the Human Covenant War. Humanity was being genocided because the entire species is essentially more holy than them. In this scenario, none of that matters considering there are only 2 humans that are holier than thou. Aside from that, it's obvious from the start that Makee is a Covenant spy, so Chief going all simp for her is just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm done talking about her. At least she died in season 1, right? Haha, yeah. This is something I can actually speak for. Whenever Chief made an emotionally charged or irrational decision in this show, people always went, oh, Game Chief would never do that. Well, yeah, this guy isn't Game Chief. His experience has been entirely different so far. Master Chief from the games has nothing interfering with his mental stability. This Chief is quite literally experiencing emotions for the first time in his adult life. Imagine being a child soldier, trained to be nothing more than a weapon, an asset. And suddenly, after you experience visions and remove a pellet, you get this massive wave of emotions, feelings you are completely unfamiliar with. You probably wouldn't behave in the most rational way at all times, especially while simultaneously grappling with the revelation that the woman you've trusted most throughout your entire life was the one who stole any chance you had of living a normal life with a loving family. This Master Chief has every reason to not behave rationally. You could say it's still bad writing or whatever, but I'm at least gonna say that yes, it makes perfect sense for John to crash out. As a side note, I want to say Kai is the absolute best character in the series. See, this series should have been a canon show about Silver Team. Kai, Vanek, Riz. No Master Chief, leave Chief out of it. Kai was the most interesting part of the show, and she should have been the main character. Season 1 is very hard to defend. I still find personal enjoyment out of it, but the sole fact is that it's just not good. Like, objectively. Just bad writing and world building out the wazoo. The UNSC fights themselves more than they even fight the Covenant. But now on to Season 2. Season 2's biggest complaints were as follows. Master Chief's helmet conundrum. Soren, Quan, and his family. Makee, the Flood. Starting out yet again with Master Chief's helmet, this one is a bit more understandable. For a lot of the season, Chief was without his armor entirely. This was because Ackerson had taken the armor before leaving Reach. The armor was too valuable of an asset, and he didn't really mind if the rest of Silver Team died in a blaze of glory to be used as martyrs.
Hello, Jacob.
Catherine.
And Soren.
They spent way too much time trying to make us care about Soren, his family, and Kessler going missing. No one cares about any of these side plots. Stop shoving them down our throats. People just want to see the main story unfold. The taste was only made more sour when they brought Quan back yet again for some reason, just so she could be yet another chosen one, because the Ha family is special for some reason. The consequences of Quan Ha are immense. The consequences are quanplicated. the consequences are complicated. The consequences are quanplicated. Why the hell did they bring Makee back? Why? They kill her off in Season 1, only to bring her back in Season 2? And they don't even bother to explain how she survived? Now, because I don't want to keep talking about her, let's move on to the Flood. A lot of people online complained about the Flood and how they weren't lore accurate to the games because they didn't look like this. But this is actually wrong, and you're all silly and stupid, and I'm smarter than everybody. The Flood, when it starts from scratch, does start small like this. It can spread through the air or through physical contact, as displayed in the show. The only reason the Flood in the game started out the way they did was because they were trapped in the ring for eons and preserved from a time where they were already well established and combat ready. The Flood breakout we see occurring in the show is starting from scratch, so it starts smaller. Season 2, in my humble opinion, was definitely an improvement over Season 1. You could call my enjoyment of this show a guilty pleasure of sorts. I suppose for those of you that don't feel the same way, watching this show must be the equivalent of bathing in a pool of acid and feeling every burning sensation as the liquid eats away at your flesh. I know this video is supposed to be defending the Halo show, and you've probably noticed I'm not doing very good at that, but that's because the Halo show sucks, and is hard to defend in most places. But here are some more positives. I like the visuals. The costumes and visual effects look pretty good in this show, aside from a handful of moments that look wonky or rushed. The talent is pretty good. Most of the actors do what they can with the writing and give enjoyable and even memorable performances. I especially enjoy the performances of the actors playing Kai, Halsey, and Keyes. I love the way plasma weapons are represented in this show. They're brutal as hell, as they should be. You don't see the true power of plasma weapons in the games, so this show really reminds you just how dangerous they are. And of course, the thing pretty much everyone agrees on is that the action is badass. It's just a shame that these visuals, talented actors, and action scenes were wasted on a script that's absolutely horrible at worst and mediocre at best. It also sucks that they brought back Jen Taylor as Cortana, only to have her and Master Chief be either A, separated for most of the series, or B, arguing with each other. People want to see Master Chief and Cortana being a team, working together, not Master Chief being embarrassed that he has an AI in his head, or Chief telling her to shut up and just stay shutting up. The future of the Halo show looks grim, as it was cancelled by Paramount not too long ago, only to be handed to Netflix to be placed on there for the foreseeable future. Will Netflix continue the series? I don't know, we'll see. The show seems to have garnered some success over the years, regardless of quality. It appears to be doing better with older adults that aren't entirely familiar with the games, while actual fans of the games absolutely despise it. I do honestly hope to one day see this show be continued and given a proper conclusion. With the way Season 2 ended, I just know Season 3 would have at least been an enjoyable watch for me. I just want to see how it ends out of sheer curiosity, but if it never gets a continuation, I can't exactly say it's a bad thing either. The less bad Halo content, the better, especially these days. Thank you, 343, for all this mess. Thank you. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with my takes? Did you enjoy the Halo show at all? Are there any characters that you really liked? Are there any acting performances that you liked? Do you think the fight scenes sucked, actually? I don't know. What did you think? Yeah. Do you want to see Season 3? Do you want to see that? Or would you rather die? I feel like a lot of people would rather die than see a Season 3 happen. But, yeah, so that's going to do it for this video. Predator Badlands, the trailer for that just came out, like, yesterday? So I got to make a video on that, too. That looks really, really cool. It's directed by the same guy who made Prey, though, so that's a red flag. But everything else looks really cool in that movie so far. So, the trailer looks good. Kinda... I'm oddly excited for Predator again, guys. This is weird. This feels weird. I'm trying not to get too excited, though, because, again, same guy that directed Prey, which, you know how I feel about that. Or if you don't know how I feel about that. Actually, yeah, no. While I'm right here, I should do some advertising, shouldn't I? If you don't know how I feel about Prey, you should check out that video. I'm not going to point to anything. I don't know why I'm pointing right now in real life. I'm not recording myself, so I don't know why I'm doing that as if I am. You should check out my Prey review video if you want to know how I feel about Prey and how much I don't like it, because it's not good and I think it's overrated. So you should check out that video because it's really awesome. It's really good. And if you want to see more Predator content, or if you want to see more Halo content, then you should just check out my channel like as a whole, because I've got plenty of videos talking about Predator stuff and how the story kind of sucks right now for Predator. And I got some Predator lore videos too on my channel. I got some Halo videos where I complain about 343 Industries and the Halo Studios. I also got some lore Halo videos. I'm sorry, I lied. I got one Halo lore video, and then I also have a versus battle video where I talk about the Wolf Predator from AVP Requiem versus the Arbiter, whose name I forget now, damn it, from Halo Wars, the first Halo Wars. So if you guys are interested in any of that, go ahead and check that out. Because, yeah, please, go ahead, check them out. I want you to go see them. But anyway, time to work on a Predator Badlands video now, so I'll see you later. Bye.